Hello learners. In this lecture we will study about two-way ANOVA. So two-way ANOVA technique is used when the data are classified on the basis of two factors. For example, the agricultural output may be classified on the basis of different varieties of seeds and also on the basis of different varieties of fertilizers used. So here also two variables are two factors are there, like we are classifying agricultural output on the basis of varieties of seed and on the basis of different varieties of fertilizers. So this kind of problems can be dealt with two-way ANOVA. Statistical test used to determine the effect of two nominal predictor variables on a continuous outcome variable. Two-way ANOVA test analyze the effect. This is very important. That two-way ANOVA test analyze the effect of the independent variable on the expected outcome along with their relationship to the outcome itself. Two-way ANOVA may have repeated measurement, more than one observation per cell of each factor, or may not have repeated values. Okay, may have also or may not have also. Total variation, see, because there are as the name is given, two-way ANOVA. So two-way ANOVA, so two factors is already done, like variation due to factor A and variation due to factor B, and the third one is variation due to chance. This one we have studied in one way ANOVA also, that there is a variation due to factor and another one is variation due to chance. So whenever you are going to study variations, then variation of chance is always stick to it. Okay, now next is various step to find out two-way ANOVA. So this is very important, like use the coding device of the simple. So first what we have to do is take the total of the values individual atoms in all the samples and call it T. Okay, now this formula is very important. We have to work out on the correction factor also. So correction factor is T square by N. Okay, so this formula is very important. Find out the squares of all the item values one by one and then take its total. Subtract the correction factor from this total to obtain the sum of squares of deviation for a total variance. Symbolically, we can write it as the sum of squares of deviation for total variance or total SS is this. This is the formula, summation of xij whole square minus t square by n. Okay, so this is the formula. Take the total of different columns and then obtain the square of each column total and divide such squared values of each column by the number of items in the concerning column and take the total of the result thus obtained. So finally subtract the correction factor from this total to obtain the sum of square of deviation for variance between columns and or SS between columns. So this is the fifth point. This one explained again here, like what we have to do for SS between column, and similarly we have to find out SS between rows. Okay. So in one way we are finding SS between and SS within, but here it is SS between column and SS between rows. Okay, so when there is two-way ANOVA, then there is a certain differences to finding out the analysis for finding out the analysis of ANOVA. So sum of squares of deviation for residual or error variance can be worked out by subtracting the resulting sum of fifth and sixth, because fifth one is giving SS between row columns and sixth one is giving SS between rows. So if we have to find out the sum of squares for residual, or this is also known as error variance, if we have to find out error variance, then on that case what we can do, total SS, total sum of squares minus SS between columns and plus SS between rows. Okay, so with the help of this formula we can find out this. Now what is the formula for degree of freedom can be worked out as under. Now you know that C means number of columns and R means number of rows. Okay, here it's already written that C means number of columns and R means number of rows. So degree of freedom for total variance is C multiplied by R minus 1. Degree of freedom for variance between columns is C minus 1. Degree of freedom for variance between row is R minus 1. And degree of freedom for residual variance, or you can say that error variance, is C minus 1, R minus 1. So all these steps can be summarized in one table as this. between columns treatment, you have to use the formula. For SS you have to use this formula. For degree of freedom you have to use this formula. For mean square you have to use this formula. For finding out F ratio you have to find mean square between columns by mean square residual. Okay, similarly between rows treatment, what you have to do, summation of ti square by ni minus t square by n. R minus 1 is degree of freedom. SS sum of square between rows r minus 1. Mean square between rows by mean square residual. For residual or error variance, for finding out, in already we have seen that the formula is this: total SS minus SS between column plus SS between rows, C minus 1 R minus 1 SS residual by C minus 1 R minus 1. So total is what? Total is this. This is the formula for total, and for degree of freedom for total, formula is C into R minus 1. So now we will use this chart or to find out our proper results. So as I have discussed earlier, that SS residual can be find out with the help of total SS minus SS between columns plus SS between rows. C is number of columns and R is number of rows. Now this MS, that is mean square residual variance, provides the basis for the, okay, or in one way also, mean square is only providing the basis for the F ratio concerning variation between column treatment and between rows treatment. MS residual is always due to the fluctuation of the sampling and hence serves as the basis for the significance test. Both the F ratio are compared with the corresponding table value for degree of freedom at the specified level of significance as usual. Means same as we are doing in one-way analysis. If it is found that the calculated F ratio concerning variation between column is equal or greater to its table value, greater, then the differences among column means is considered significant. Similarly, F ratio concerning variation between row can be interpreted. You can just use column 1 also or row 1 also. If it is greater or equal, then only it can be treated as, it can be significant if the means is considered as significant. So this is the question. In this question, varieties of seeds are there, that is A, B, C, and varieties of fertilizer X, W, X, Y, Z. So also state means here we have to find out two-way design result. Differences are significant at 5% level. So first we have to find out the correction factor. T is 60 here. So how it could be 60 and N is 12 here. So N is 12 here because it's okay. So T is 60 here. How T is 60? Because as I have discussed earlier, that to find out for finding out T, we have to do what? We have to do sum of all items. So if you will just add, if you will add this, like 6 plus 5 plus 5, 7 plus 5 plus 4, 3, 3, 3, 8, 7, 4. If you will add all these, you will get T as 60. Okay, and how many items are there? Three columns are there and 4 rows are there, so there are 12 items. Okay, so if there is 12 items, so our value of N is 12 and the value of T is 60. So correction factor formula is T square by N. So our correction factor is 300. Okay, now we have to find out total SS. Total SS means square. Okay, square of all 12 values. So see here, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what you have to do? You have to just square of all these values. 6 square, 36, 5 square, 25 and 20, 49, 25, 16, 9, 9, 9, 64, 49, 16. So sum of all these here is only written here. Okay, so this is 332 minus correction factor. Okay, the formula for 2SS is this only. Like you have to do squares and correction factor minus, and you have to subtract with correction factor. So 332 minus 300 is 32. Now for sum of a square between column and sum of a square between rows, so formula, according to formula, we have just done the calculation. So we have got 8 here, and according to formula, SS between row treatment is 18 here. So SS residual is total SS minus SS between column plus SS between rows. So 32 minus 8 plus 18, that is 6. Okay, now we have find out most of the values. Now we will draw the table in which a source of variation SS, DF, MS, F ratio and 5% level F limit we have to write. Now between column value is 18, between row value is 18, 8, 18 and residual error is our 6. Degree of freedom formula, according to the formula, here we have to write n 3 minus 1, that is C, number of rows and number of columns. So C is 3 here and R is 4 here. So already always be remember that C minus 1 here, formula for degree of freedom between column is C minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Between rows is R minus 1, so it's 3. Residual degree of freedom formula is C minus 1 into R minus 1, so it will be 3 minus 1 minus into 4 minus 1, so 2 into 3 is 6. Now next for total the formula is C into R minus 1, so it's 11 and total we have got 32 only. So MS we will find measure mean square. 8 by 2 is 4, 18 by 3 is 6, 6 by 6 is 1. F ratio is very simple to find out as we have done earlier, and F ratio if you'll find of all these, then you will get the value 4 and 6. Okay, F ratio is a 4 and 6. Now now what we have to do, we have to find out 5% F limit. So F limit can be find how to find out F limit. So F will be 2, just once see the formula for. So as per the formula, what is the formula for F ratio? F ratio formula is we have to find SS between MS between divided by residual, MS of residual or error variance. So it is 4 by 1 and here because its value is 1, so 4 by 1 and 6 by 1. To find out a 5% F limit, what is degree of, with the help of degree of freedom, so 2 and 6 and 3 and 6. So according to the table, the value of 2 6, we just go back to see the table. Okay, yes, this is the table, and according to this table 2 6, 2 and 2 second column and 6 is 5.14 and one more is 3 6 so 3 6 is 4.76. so we will just use this value here. So we will get 4.76, 4.76 and 5.14, and this value is greater than 4 and this value is less than 4. Means between rows if you will calculate, then it's less than 4, and between column 1 if you will say, then it's greater than 4. So according like this we can find out the with the help of this ANOVA table we can use our calculation. We can reach to our significant level of level of significance, and according to the, as the value is greater, okay, between the column 1 value is greater, so the mean is means we consider it significant, otherwise it's not. Now uses of ANOVA interpretation. What are the uses of ANOVA interpretation of the significance of means and their interaction? To test the significance between the variance of two samples, to test fitting of regression model, to study the homogeneity in case of two-way classification, to test the linearity of regression. Some advantages are there. It is an improved technique over t-test and z-test. Okay, suitable for multi-dimensional variable, analyze various factor at a time. Economical method for of parametric testing, can be used in 3 or more than 3 groups at a time. There is some disadvantage also. It is difficult to analyze ANOVA under strict assumptions regarding the nature of data. It is not so helpful in comparison with t-test. There is no special interpretation of ANOVA for testing the significance of two means. There is a requirement of post hoc t-test for further testing. Applications of ANOVA, comparing the gas mileage of different vehicles or the same vehicles under different fuel types or road types. Understanding the impact of temperature, pressure or chemical concentration on same chemical reaction. Studying whether advertisement of different kinds solicit different number of customers' responses. Recommendation of a fertilizer against other for the improvement of crop yielding. ANOVA has immensely useful practical application in business, particularly Lean Six Sigma and operational efficiency. Understanding the impact of different catalysts on chemical reaction rates. Understanding the performance, quality or speed of a manufacturing process based on the number of cells or the steps they are divided into. So this is all about ANOVA, that is in two way, means ANOVA in two ways. And in the next lecture we will see that what is the analysis of covariance. So I'm just finishing my two-way analysis here only, and go through the video, and if you have any doubt in one way or two way ANOVA testing, you can ask in discussion forum. Thank you.